All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is USA forecaster JD Rapp with you. All right, Isaac, can you hear me? What's up, Isaac? All right, there he is. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Isaac? Can you hear me? All right, we definitely have that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. All right, we got the winter storm warnings in place now down here by Oklahoma, and we got some up here by.
You're hearing me through my cordless phone set. I didn't realize it functions as a phone microphone. That's interesting. But now you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully I'm loud and clear because I'm on speakerphone. But yeah, we have plenty of headlines to get to. We see much of the Great Lakes, upper Midwest region. We have heavy snow that is all tracked into Michigan, with still some light snow from some locations tracking through sections of Iowa, Wisconsin, northern Illinois as well. And obviously, according to the National Weather Service in the Quad Cities, we've had some in Joe Daviess County in Illinois too. We've seen some snowfall totals building up to 6 to 10 inch range.
Wow.
And in Michigan, where we have more lake effect enhancing of the snow, we actually do have some areas where snowfall will add up to a foot, and some locations as a narrow swamp, the snow continues to push through. And yeah, look, he's pulling up.
Yeah, I was going to show you something else too that I nectarized last night when I was doing something. Look at here, there is even a low end threat tomorrow again.
Yes, marginal risk for severe weather.
Tomorrow.
If I'm not mistaken, that's we have some areas in the southern plains towards southeast Texas at the risk for some showers and thunderstorms throughout. Looks like the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted some areas in southeast Texas at a low risk for an isolated severe storm or two as we head into the afternoon. Definitely some.
This is tomorrow.
That'll kind of be a good source of moisture. For sure. Normally we see these severe weather risks as they push through areas near the Gulf, and there's some upper level reinforcement, and a bit of low level shear too. So I mean, if we get enough, the question is if we get enough low level to get things going tomorrow. Some areas, like particularly maybe from Houston area up towards like Beaumont, maybe in southwest Louisiana, who knows as well. Those locations may be a couple of severe storms, damaging winds, maybe an isolated tornado, you never know. Yeah, we also have some the northern flank of this upcoming disturbance. We have another system that will track through mid part of next week from sections of the Central Plains towards the middle Mississippi Valley. And snowfall could range from a couple inches with a light glaze of ice as well. And it depends on how much warmer air we get near the surface, just a little bit off the ground. And as we head into the middle Mississippi Valley, probably towards maybe parts of the Ozark foothills towards south central. We could be talking a couple inches of snow heading into parts of your Tuesday as well. And JD, you have what JD has pulled up. I'm going to turn off my Bluetooth. Hold on. Hold on. It's okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, good. I just turned off my Bluetooth because it was trailing my microphone to my cordless telephone because I have a cellular to landline adapter, so I didn't know it had the microphone functionality on it. But yeah, so what JD has pulled up is some information we have about
Ensembles.
Felicity. Looks like the northern flank of that, the track of the low itself, looks like we have a little bit of vorticity along there. That's 0 to 3 kilometer helicity. So I mean,
No, this is for
there's enough spin in the atmosphere. So like moisture we get ahead of that kind of flanks into the backside. We could be talking about a snow situation with these waves of energy as well. We do appreciate your comments and everything. If anyone has any questions in terms of local impacts or anything, don't hesitate to message our Facebook Messenger or message one of our pages. We'll gladly be able to address
Look at this, Isaac.
those concerns.
This is 3 kilometers shear. Look at here for tomorrow.
Oh, okay. She has pulled up. Here, I'm going to. Oops, I did not want to do that. There we go. It was pretty good. But yeah, you can definitely tell that we have strong low to mid-level wind shear. So I mean, there's good vertical shear with this system altogether. So I mean, when we're talking the southern flank of that, you know, sometimes where you get stronger winds aloft, if that mixes down at the ground, we could be talking thunderstorms that could locally produce damaging winds on the southern end of that. Just depends on how much upward scale forcing we get with storms as well. That'll be contingent on if storms do become severe across Texas. But I mean, what the shear means for the central or the closer to the low pressure center itself, it'll kind of affect like how much moisture you get altogether with that. So I mean, if we get quite a bit of moisture in on that particular part of the system, I mean, if we get less wind shear, then I mean, there's going to be more lifting with that, and not as much, or not as much convecting, but not as much precip either. But if we get to the situation where there's more shear with some of that moisture that's further aloft, it mixes in at the ground. Maybe we could be talking about snow and some wind. I mean, local impacts will definitely vary with this upcoming system, and we won't know for sure like
yeah, probably to Monday.
exact
I don't
amounts,
think.
but we will have additional guidance as we head
Yeah, I'm going to give you just
later
a
into
quick
the weekend.
update, Isaac. We got one marker showing all the way. Storm totals has been 4.3 to between falls between 6 a.m. and we already have one report of a 9 inches.
Yeah, JD. Yeah, we will have additional guidance as we head into there. Obviously, as that precipitation continues to track into the upper Midwest, we have some. I did say earlier we've had some reports of some drifting snowfall and localized blowing and drifting. I mean, a lot of this is wet in nature. JD's pulling up the local. Looks like on Gibson Ridge 3 there. Looks like we have some. You can see the purple icon there. That's in sections of eastern Iowa. If I'm not mistaken, some reports coming in are suggesting snowfall totals of 4 to 6 inches, maybe more. I mean, I can't read that with my phone. I'm trying to enter a full screen without the comments and all these buttons. That it's fairly small for me. But if you're viewing on a PC screen, you can definitely discern what
Yeah, I'm
what's
starting to
being
get
reported.
6 inches in certain places. Here's a trained spotter reported over
Oh,
almost
yeah.
7 inches.
I believe Matthew sent out one of those reports. One of our storm community partners has passed in a report of at least 6 inches of snow, and and I've been seeing some photos as well in various parts of Wisconsin and maybe parts of Iowa. I haven't really noted exact locations, but I mean, Madison area, we've had some little bit of drifting too. I will point out that some areas have saw amounts building up to 6 inches. I mean, probably some localized areas where you could see some drifts, maybe a little bit more than 6 inches on the ground too. So I
So
mean, that'll
today you
definitely
have
impact
to be
travelers
out.
along Highway 51, Interstate 39, like I-90. Many secondary and tertiary roadways definitely impacted as well. So, I mean, definitely something to be mindful of if you have to be out. I mean, definitely. I mean, if you're in rural areas, snow plows, everything will have a harder time to reach you. If you're on a tertiary or a roadway that's not maintained by the city, if you're in the city and you have to go out, I mean, obviously we're in a situation where if you don't have to do something, you
Don't
don't
do it.
need something from the store, pharmacy, or anything. Just be careful and when making decisions if you have to go out and whatnot. So,
Well, and easy another way, if you get some wind gusts today, you could get a isolated power outage. I don't think this will be a widespread power outage.
yeah, I mean, some areas, especially rural areas, um, I mean, probably are experiencing some power disruptions. I mean, it depends on where you are. Like, I mean, if you're in an urban area, I'm pretty sure the power company will be rather quicker to address that than in some rural areas. If you have downed wires or anything like that, like if you're seeing gusty winds or anything like that, I mean, that will probably add to it. Like if we get snow accretion on trees, if they get rather wet and saturated, I mean, that'll probably make it easier. Like for some tree branches to be knocked down on some power lines. I think power outage is probably isolated. I mean, I could pull up powerautages.us and track
Okay.
exactly what customers are
Do
without
that.
power, but I don't think there's really any way I can do that from here.
This
Yeah,
looks
hold
like
on.
I'm gonna put this out, Isaac. We just look like this mostly looks like a snow event and not a ice event. But however, I mean, if we the winter storm warning still goes in effect
Okay.
into tomorrow morning. Plus, we have a winter storm watch uh, was issued last night for Oklahoma.
Okay, JD. I pulled up poweroutage.us. Looks
Mm-hmm.
like Michigan is the state where we have more noteworthy power outages. At least
Okay.
50,000 customers or more
Wow.
are reported to be without power. I think the worst of it looks like to be in uh, Missaukee County, Michigan, some other surrounding counties across the northern part of the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. If more central parts of Michigan as well. Looks like I'm scrolling through here. Looks like Cherryland Electric Cooperative is reporting 72,000 people without power. Cloverland 42,000. I'm trying to go by county. Looks like the worst county that I'm seeing is, if I'm right, that's Missaukee County, or the county just south of there, reporting at least 60% of customers without power. So I mean that's we're
Goodness.
talking more rural areas. So I mean people that are definitely impacted in more rural areas are probably getting or I mean those central part of Michigan counties. Nevertheless, regardless of where you are, I mean definitely seeing disruptions to. I mean, seeing widespread disruptions to commerce and infrastructure as well. So I mean, some areas could see internet power disruptions. So I mean, even phone outages too. So I
Yeah,
mean,
that's always a
it's good to have
possibility.
some non-perishable food and something around in case anything if these outages were to last a while.
But I mean, we'll see how things go with the system. If this is going to be a more cumulative effect as we go over the next 6 to 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I mean, if you do lose power, you can always call your power company. Don't
Or
call
tune in to us
911
too.
for
We will do
information unless it's an
updates as
emergency.
needed.
So.
Isaac, we could always do updates for them if they lose power. I mean, brief ones.
Okay. Yeah, you can see some lake effect some moisture that's pushing off the lake, and you can see how it's a little bit warmer over Lake Michigan. The air is a bit warmer there. So I mean, or there's a shallow area of warm or colder air that's above the warm air provided by Lake Michigan, or the more insulated water. So I mean, when you're getting a situation with like that, and we get a little bit of a stronger winds further aloft, diverging from the southwest or coming from the southwest, that could create a localized lake effect as well. So I mean, locations off of Lake Michigan, areas east of there, like the coast of Michigan, further inland too. I mean, you'll probably see some moisture provided by Lake Michigan too. It just depends on the upper level dynamics of this system overall. All right.
All right, just one report over here of a storm report of a train spotter of 1.5 inches of snow.
1.5. Okay, are those new reports coming in, or have
How do you know if they're new reports
within the past few hours?
Well, it says 18. Is that to be Zulu time, you think?
Okay. Yeah, definitely some rather heavy amounts that have been coming in, even on the backside of that. So I mean, we're talking quite a bit of snowfall occurring on the backside too. I mean, I don't know if like a lot of that moisture is based off of the low levels. I've only seen a little bit of moisture on the low levels on Doppler radar when I looked at that over the past while or so.
All right, we just had over there in Johnson, Ohio, over about 4 inches storm total.
Okay, so yeah, definitely want to be careful.
Make sure
JD will continue to pass along reports via this stream and everything. And obviously, to address local impacts, we will have additional guidance available later this weekend about that next system on Tuesday. We will continue with our level 1 feed as we continue to relay developments with this system. And I will pass it over
to... I'm forecaster JD Rapp here. Me and Isaac will continue to keep you updated for this evening. We'll probably do updates between a couple times today to bring you winter weather coverage, but not all the time.
Okay. Yes, and that will conclude our stream. We will see everyone later. If you have anything, just feel free to reach out.